I'm Marlene from Molly Mish. We are a family of 5 with 3 kids, 2 cats, and we've been living on the road for the past 15 years. We are currently on the Pan American Highway with hopes of reaching the southernmost tip of South America. But we have some family obligations this summer, so we left our rig down in Mexico, flew back stateside, and we contacted 4-wheel campers. They were kind enough to let us borrow this cool rig for the summer. We'd love to give you a tour of the outside and the inside of this awesome rig. Let's go check it out.
My name is Dan. Marlene's gonna show you guys the inside of this truck, and I'm gonna start by showing you guys the outside of the truck as well as the flatbed tray that it is sitting on. So let's come to the front. So first of all, this is a 2021 Ram 3500 4x4 Laramie edition. There's been several upgrades that's done to this truck. I don't know them all, but I'll show you guys the ones that I have noticed. Obviously, this got huge tires. These are 37s on trail-ready rims. This is also a trail-ready front bumper. As some of you guys will notice, the license plate is destroyed. I just want to let you guys know, we're not responsible for that. It came this way when we picked it up about 5 weeks ago. But there is a story behind this that we were told by the people at 4-wheel camper, but that's a story for another time. This has also got I believe a fiberglass hood to minimize the weight of this entire setup. This whole setup, as you would imagine, is pretty heavy. And I think we're at about 11,000 pounds. We haven't weighed it, so I don't know for sure, but that's about what it feels like to me. These 37s are on Cooper Discoverer tires. They're the STT Pros, and the tire size specifically is 37 by 12.5 by 20. So these are 20-inch wheels. This has also got a set of sliders by White Knuckle Off-Road. And if you come onto the back, this is the 4-wheel camper Grandby model. The Grandby model is their largest model that they make at 4-wheel campers. And they do make a Grandby model that's for slide-in trucks, which is what we used to have. We had a 4-wheel camper between 2016 and 2018. End of 2015 actually, and then about the middle of 2018 is when we sold it. We had the slide-in model, so this being the flatbed version, it's actually a little bit bigger because as they slide in, you don't have the side, the lower half of this coming all the way out. This is sitting on top of a Nordweld flatbed tray, fully welded aluminum. What's really cool about these Nordweld trays is that you end up with a lot more storage all the way around the side. There are 5 storage compartments like this. 2 of them are these double big ones. 2 of them are the ones like this on the corner, the smaller ones. They're lockable. You can put stuff like electrical cords, water hoses, water filters, anything that might be dirty and you don't want to keep inside, you can keep there. I don't think this one's open, but I'll show you that on the other side. If we come around to the back, there are a couple of trail-ready storage boxes that are mounted to the trail-ready rear bumper. And these are pretty cool. These, you can store a lot of stuff inside, and we use it as sort of like our metal trasharoo. So when we're out camping in a place like this, we don't want to leave any trash behind, and sometimes we can't empty our trash everywhere we go. So leaving them in here has been working out really good for us. Besides the 2 on each side storage boxes on the Nordweld flatbed tray, there's also a huge drawer that comes out the back. So this is really cool. You can use this for a variety of different things. We use it for our Dometic table, and we got a couple of portable solar panels that happen to fit in here pretty well. People use this for all kinds of different storage things. They're watertight, so you don't have to worry about stuff getting wet in there. And you can even have, if you didn't have these boxes, you can even have sort of like an outdoor cooking setup in these trays. So I really like that. If we come around to this side, on the outside of the Grandby flatbed, we have a Fiamma awning. And these awnings are super nice. They mount directly to the tray, so you don't have to have them on the ground. And in this place that we're at, it's been fairly windy, and this has held up pretty well. And let me just show you quickly what the inside of this front box looks like. This one's open. As you can see, there's a huge amount of space in there. We got some Dometic chairs and tables in here. We have a shovel in there. We have a 12-volt air compressor for airing up our tires. And they're fully lockable with the key. So they're super safe and secure. So over here we have the external door for the cassette toilet, so you don't have to carry your cassette from the inside and out, and this will just come out straight from the outside like that. And over here, this next door is a propane locker for two 10-pound bottles. We've been in this for a little over a month, and we're still on our first bottle because we only use it for cooking, basically. There is a hot water furnace as well, or hot water heater, as well as a propane furnace. The weather's been nice enough where we really haven't had to use them. One of the really neat things about this Norwell flatbed tray, besides the storage, is that it's got an integrated 17-gallon water tank. So on top of the 20-gallon water tank that's in the Grandby flatbed, there's another fill spot. You can fill up 17 gallons of water from here and have access to it right here. And we've been using this a lot, just for like washing stuff outside. And you know, if we run out of water from the inside, we can come out here and get some more water. So in total, we have 37 gallons of water. And that's not counting the tank storage of the hot water heater. Over here on this side, this is the driver's side of the four-wheel camper. We have our water fill. This is where you would fill your 20-gallon internal tank, as well as if you want to hook up a city water, you can actually do that as well if you're at a campground with full hookups. Just like this is our shore power. When you plug in the shore power here, you'll activate the 110-volt sockets on the inside, and there's 4 of them. And it'll also charge the battery, the onboard lithium iron phosphate battery, which we have 270 amp hours of. This is the outside of the hot water heater. This is the outside of the propane furnace. And then here is the back of the refrigerator, which is ventilated. And right here we have a connection for outdoor shower, which in this box we have an outdoor shower hose that you can easily hook up. If you have hot water turned on, you can actually take a nice long hot water shower out here. This is a really nice thing to have. If you had a place where you don't want to get dirt tracked inside of the truck camper, you can get all washed up out here before you go in. And as all four-wheel camper owners know, this is your only gray water drain that comes out of the sink of your kitchen, of your galley kitchen. And usually what people do is they just take a hose, and they'll tuck it behind the tire and use a collapsible jug to catch all your gray water. That way it can be completely self-contained. And when the sun goes down, you can hang out on the outside of the Grandby camper because these have built-in LED lights that you can switch on and off from the inside of the truck camper. There's these bigger ones on top. They don't look that bright when it's daytime out, but they're plenty bright at night. And there's these 2 that are downward facing on either side of the camper. They're also pretty little, but they give you plenty of light to see where you're going. And if you go in the back, there's also a switch for 2 bigger floodlights. And these are really nice for if you're driving at night and you're off-road and you can't really see what's behind you, you can turn these on, and through the backup cameras you can see really well, especially if you're driving at night off-road and you can't really see what's around. You can see through the front with your headlights, but through the back you can see everything as well, so you don't run into any rocks or trees. Right over here, this is also pre-wired for extra solar panels. This is a standard SAE outlet that a lot of solar companies use. If you have ground deploy solar panels, you can just plug it in right here to expand your solar on the roof, which the solar, we have 3 panels, and I believe they are 2 100-watt panels, and also one 160 watt panels for a total of 360 watts. These are also an option. These are foldable steps. When the top is down, you can use these steps like climbing up onto the side, and you can clean your solar panels or load and unload stuff that you have on the roof rack if you have stuff like that. These are super convenient, and these are actually really nice for hanging stuff too when you're just at camp. There's a couple more lights over here. Actually, this is just like the one that's on the other side. And here we have a sort of an amber light, and this is on its own switch. Now you can switch on and off right here. This is nice because at nighttime, the amber light attracts less bugs. Because this truck camper is on a flatbed, it is really high off the ground. As you can see, the floor, I'm 5'10", and this floor is probably at about the 4-foot mark. So to get in and out of this truck camper, you need these scissor steps. And these scissor steps are relatively easy to deploy. You just collapse them, and they're held in by this bracket that's bolted onto the camper, and these 2 pins allow you to easily take them off and on. And then when you get to your campsite, hook it up, extend it, put it on the ground, and you're good to go. We also carry one of these steps with us because when you're setting up and breaking down the camper, there are 6 latches that you have to hook the top on when the top is lowered so that it doesn't go up when you're driving. And these rear 2 latches are a little harder to reach. So with this step, you can step up here and reach this latch, versus the front ones are easily reachable by just stepping on the rails of the rock sliders of the truck. So that's it. That's the outside of this Ram 3500 4x4 with a Norweld flatbed tray holding a 4-wheel camper Grandby flatbed model. I'm gonna have Marlene take over and show you guys the inside.
So this is the inside of a 2021 Grandby flatbed model. So this is the main bed. The main cushion that it comes with makes it a full-size bed. And there's 2 extra sets of cushions that come with the bed, so you can extend it. We added 1 set to make it a queen. But if you add another set, you can actually slide this out. And it stops at these bumper stops here. And this makes this king-size bed. So we have 3 sets of blankets for the kids, 3 sets of pillows. We also store our extra blankets and pillows for Dan and myself when we have the dinette not made into a bed. And we also have toppers on top of all these. And these are the cushions that it comes with. What's nice about the flatbed model is there's extra storage under the bed. So let me show that to you. Excuse the mess right now, but there's 2 struts that hold up the bed. There's 3 main compartments, 2 smaller compartments. Excuse the mess. And this fits all our clothes that we packed for our summer in this rig. So in the kids' sleeping area, there's 1 vent above their bed that they can crank open and close. They have lights here, LED lights where you can press your finger on it and it can dim it to different intensities. And they also have a pair of these windows here, so when they sleep they can actually, if it's too windy for them, they can put up the clear cover. Or if they want no light, then they go another layer here. So this is the kitchen area. We have a glass top Dometic sink here with a faucet that folds down, so this can close. And and you just turn it this way. So there's cold water, and if you turn on the water heater, there's also hot. On this side, we have a 2-burner stove. And it's pretty easy to use. You just press your button here for the igniter and turn the knob, and it's 2 burners, propane, works great. Down below here we have a isotherm fridge. There's a lock here, so your stuff doesn't fall out during the drive. So we have the main area here, 2 shelves where you can adjust the height, and a small shelf here. We have a teeny freezer. We can fit some stuff in there. And a couple side shelves here for smaller things and your jugs of milk and things like that. And this is a 2-way DC compressor fridge. It does not use propane like the 3-ways. If we didn't have the bed extended to the queen size or even the full size, we would have more counter space. But because we do, we use the extra counter space just for extra storage here for paper towels and different things that are easy to get to. And here, there's one drawer here that we have, and we store our toothbrushes and toothpaste and our silverware in here, so it's easy to get to for us and the kids. We have 2 main storage areas. The main one here, I keep a lot of our bulk foods and our dishes and our pots and pans. And the smaller one, I keep our French press and bottles and juices and soaps and sponges in there. Since we're a family of 5 and there's a lot of us and we go through a lot of food and water, we also carry this Dinette patrol box. I can keep extra beers and drinks in here, and I can also take it outside if we're hanging out outside and we're not in bear country. And we do have a 20-gallon water tank in here. We also carry a Dinette hydration jug and water pump. So this gives us an extra 11 liters of water that we can leave in here, or we can take it outside. It makes it easy for the kids to drink water and wash their hands. This is where we have a switch for the heater, the thermostat for the heater, which is down here on the ground. And this is where we have a switch for the propane hot water heater. And this is where we turn on the water pump and can check the levels of how much water we have in our 20-gallon tank and the status of our batteries. In here we have all our electrical components, and in here we have 270 amp hours of lithium batteries and a little device monitor here that tells us the status of these batteries. Carbon monoxide propane detector sits down here. So this is an optional toilet in this model of our camper. We fold this here and this just snaps into place. This is a really nice Dinette toilet. It has a pump to fill with water. It tells you when it's full or when the cassette is out. This is really nice to have, I think, if you were a couple. But because we are a family of 5, I think there's a couple downsides for us. We can't extend this main bed to a king-size bed because this needs to snap in here. So if we didn't have this toilet here, I would actually be able to slide this bed out all the way and the kids would have a little bit more room. But because we have this full-size toilet in here, we keep it in queen size mode. And the other thing is, if this was our camper, what we would do, we would make an option for a storage cabinet and would actually slide in a smaller Dinette portable toilet that probably goes to this height, giving us storage here. And this would be a good place to put our electronics and charging stations. It's right here close to the battery. So that would be a good option for a family of 5 like us. So this is a main dinette area. So this actually gives us 48 inches of seating space, which also is 48 inches of sleeping space as well. In the Hawk model, it's actually 18 inches shorter. So you would cut off about to here. You'd be a little squishier, but because we have the Grandby model, we have 48 inches, 2 of us can sit no problem. Even a third little kid can sit here. We used to have another Grandby slide-in model, and what we did when we had that one is we had a little folding chair for the smallest kid. Okay, so we have a really nice window, which is nice with the flatbed model in the back here, which we don't have in the slide-in. And we have 2 windows both on these sides with little screens. Up above us, we have a Dinette fantastic fan that gives us the ability to suck in or blow out air from the vent there in either direction and in 3 different speeds. This is part of the lifting mechanism to lift the top up. And we also have a little mirror here, which is nice, and also a couple LED lights as well. Okay, down below here we have a fire extinguisher. We also have a place to plug in for 12-volt DC. This model currently doesn't have an inverter, but that's coming in the next models. And we have different switches here for interior floor lights, exterior lights that are down below, floodlights in the back, and refrigerator fan here also, and a switch for exterior side lights. Because this doesn't have an inverter, this doesn't work, but if you are connected to shore power, then you can use these regular plugs. The really nice thing about this large dinette in this model is how much storage we actually have here. So let me show you that. So this table is actually on a hinge, so it's nice that we can slide it a little bit and lift these up to get to a large storage compartment. On one side, we personally keep a lot of extra dry goods in here, and bathroom supplies, toilet paper, things like that. We actually put our Dinette patrol box and our Dinette water jug in there also when we drive. And the other side is exactly the same. We separate food with our electronics and backpacks and school books and things like that in here. And we actually have the extra cushions to make the bed into a king if we wanted to. And under here, our cat Twin is sleeping, but these, I don't want to wake her up, but these, you can see, sorry Twin, these open up for extra, maybe I should show you. I'm sorry Twin, I'm sorry. So these open up for more storage. And since I guess you noticed that we have cats, so for a litter box, I usually just put it on the ground here. And most of the time, we leave this in sleep mode. So let me show you how to convert this from a dinette into our bed.
So there you go. That's the tour of this awesome rig that 4 Wheel Campers is letting us borrow. I hope you guys enjoyed it. A lot of you have asked about how we fit in here, and I hope this answers some of your questions.
Thanks for watching.
We'll see you guys in the next video.